The Coinbase One Card is a serious step up for anyone who has moved past the casual phase of crypto and is looking for a way to make their everyday spending work much harder for their portfolio. It is important to understand right away that this is a traditional credit card issued by First Electronic Bank via Cardless on the American Express network, which is a massive shift from the original Coinbase Visa debit card that many people are used to. Instead of spending your crypto balance directly at the checkout, you are spending dollars on credit and earning Bitcoin back based on how much you actually hold in your Coinbase account. This tool specifically targets those who have already committed to the Coinbase ecosystem and want to automate their accumulation of Bitcoin without constantly paying trading fees or manual transaction costs. Yeah, one of the most striking things about this card is the reward structure because it is directly tied to your assets on Coinbase, or what they call AAOC. This includes your cash, your stablecoins like USDC, and your entire crypto portfolio. If you have less than $10,000 on the platform, you are looking at a flat 2% back in Bitcoin on everything you buy with no limit on that earning rate. This is already competitive with most high-end cash back cards on the market today. However, if you are someone with a larger balance, the numbers get much more interesting. Hey, for those holding between $10,000 and $49,999, the rate bumps up to 2.5% for the first $10,000 you spend every month before dropping back to 2% if you have between $50,000 and $199,999. You hit the 3% tier for that same monthly spending cap. The real goal for the high net worth crowd is the 4% tier, which applies if you hold $200,000 or more on the platform. Earning 4% back in Bitcoin on every single purchase is almost unheard of in the credit card industry, especially without specific category restrictions like gas or groceries. There are some clear pros to using this tool, specifically the fact that it is an American Express card. This means you get access to premium benefits that are usually missing from the crypto card space, such as return protection, extended warranties on your electronics, and travel assistance. It also has no foreign transaction fees, which is a huge relief for anyone who travels often and is tired of seeing that extra 3% charge on every international swipe. The build quality itself is a nice touch too, as it is a sleek metal card featuring a Genesis block engraving, giving it that heavy premium feel that people expect from high-tier credit products. However, there are definitely some downsides and risks to consider before jumping in. While the card advertises a $0 annual fee, that is a bit of a technicality because you are required to have a Coinbase One subscription to even apply for the card. Since that subscription starts at $49.99 a year, that is essentially your annual fee, you also have to deal with the reality of custodial risk. To get those high 3 or 4% reward rates, you have to keep a very large amount of your wealth on the Coinbase exchange. For many in the crypto community who live by the phrase, not your keys, not your crypto, keeping $50,000 or $200,000 on a centralized exchange introduces a level of platform risk that might be uncomfortable. If the exchange faces issues, your assets are not as protected as they would be in a self-custody hardware wallet. Another thing to keep in mind is the lack of flexibility. You can only earn rewards in Bitcoin. If you are hoping to earn Ethereum, Solana, or just plain cash to pay your bills, this card is going to feel very restrictive. Plus, unlike the old debit card, this requires a hard credit pull and an actual credit check, so it is not accessible to everyone. In summary, the Coinbase One Card is an incredible tool for the dedicated Bitcoin bull who already has a large balance on the platform and wants a premium Amex experience. It solves the pain point of trying to find a high-yield rewards card that does not limit you to specific categories, but you have to be okay with the $49.99 annual subscription cost and the fact that your rewards are strictly capped at $10,000 of spending per month for the higher tiers. The biggest risk remains the platform dependency. You are trading the security of self-custody for the convenience of high-yield rewards. If you are comfortable with that trade-off and want to passively grow your Bitcoin stack through everyday purchases, this card is one of the most powerful options currently available.